Not cute small, just small. Hey everyone, I have here the LEGO Star Wars Scout Trooper helmet set based on Return of the Jedi. It's fair to say I had my issues with this when I first saw the pictures when those were released. And that was based on a limited number of angles that they show. And having seen it from more angles, I still have issues that I can't quite reconcile within my brain with how this looks. However, there are other angles that I'm now able to see. So I think it's really important to see this from every angle. Other angles that I am now able to see that I like much, much better than I was able to see in the original pictures, the original official product photographs. And around the back, this is my favorite stuff back here because of what they did for the hose intake corrugated kind of section back here. There's something about that I like a lot. There's also something I dislike very much. The fact that all of these are stickers. This set has a lot of stickers for its size. All of these over here are stickers as well. And look, all those, even though it's the exact same thing, they did not create a print for that and a separate print for this. That said, it was not particularly annoying to put those on. Those are not difficult to apply. And I feel like you don't lose too much if you leave those off, if you absolutely hate stickers. However, they do add a fair amount. And if you absolutely hate stickers, you don't want to apply them at all, then you're going to leave off this one up here and this one here. And I think those are even more important to the look of this. What I still definitely like the least is what they've done around this section up here, this dome, which on the real thing is fairly rounded off. And I recognize that this is Lego. We're not always going to get everything completely rounded, although they did a very nice job here. And that's perfectly round and that's done pretty well. We'll get back to that. But just the fact that this steps down so quickly, so suddenly, just feels so blocky, uncharacteristically so compared to the rest of the thing and compared to basically the styling that has been used throughout this entire helmet series, which has varied with different building techniques and everything that are specific to each one. These aren't like brickheads where you basically have one design and then just the small details are changed. Every single one of these is done in its own unique way, except for ones that are simple color swaps that are really, really obvious. But there's a lot of work, a lot of good design work that goes into making these. I enjoyed putting this together, to be sure. It felt weird. It felt unique how it went together. You basically build the finished product for the visor area here before you start adding anything on. Before you even do the stand, and you add the stand and then other major chunks come in. It was odd, but good. Just unexpected, I guess, but I didn't have any troubles along the way. It's very easy to follow the instructions and everything. And overall, most of it from a design strategy perspective, I think was executed very, very well. Oh yeah, here's another pretty important sticker for that little bit of detail there. The visor, or the visor area. I have one little issue with that. The base down here should be pointed a little bit more. That classic ski goggle look should just come together to almost a point, not a perfect point, but it's sliced off very flat right there. Something that was done exceptionally well with the visor here that's so difficult to pull off is that you have this shape here. It curves down as viewed from the front. But then when you angle this down, then you get that angry look. You get that brow there where you have the inverted or upward swept curve, which is something that can kind of play tricks with your mind if you just look at one scene from Return of the Jedi and you see head down like that and you're like, oh yeah, he's looking mean. But then you look from the front and it's kind of a blank stare sort of look, So the designer did a really good job to capture both of those in a small space. The shaping of this here is really good. This is simple, but looks good. And I decided that I'm okay with this, how this was shaped in. I think that I had issues with my own personal memory and how I perceived this from the movie versus, the actual helmets from the movie versus various toys that have been made throughout the years. And overall, I think that the proportions are pretty good, and I think that the shaping is pretty good. I just don't like this up here, and I wish that these were a little bit sharper. Other than that, yeah, this goes together well. Does not have any weird colors that show through. You see little bits of gray in some places, just a little bit, and that's fine. Doesn't bug me at all. This has a lot of colors inside of it, including like medium blue and red and yellow and regular blue. You don't see any of that. So there's a lot of good, fundamental, basic stuff I think that was covered here well. Just a few things I think were a little bit of a miss. And for the sake of clarity, the plaque is a print, not a sticker. Here then are the leftover pieces. There's really nothing of note there, but very noteworthy is the spent sticker sheet. This just shows you exactly how many stickers there are, and just I don't know, if you really dislike stickers, the emotional impact of that, the psychological impact of seeing this, of taking this out of the package and just seeing row after row, even though, again, they weren't a problem, they weren't annoying, they weren't difficult to apply. I feel like they definitely add, but it really would have been nice with that many of the same color. All these are the same, and all these are the same color and design, to have gotten just 2 prints made for this, premium product. Now, this premium product cost me $50 US, 50. The weird thing about that is that's cheap, relatively speaking. The average price of these helmets is $60, 60 US, so to get one for $50 almost feels like you're getting it at a discount. Then again, this one has only 471 pieces. The average part size is pretty average, so I do think that the price to part ratio gives a decent approximation, if you follow that metric at all. It gives a decent approximation of the value of the plastic stuff that's here. This does have a hollow space inside of it, a fairly sizable one, but there is a lot of stuff and a lot of detail, a lot of small pieces that get added, and some medium-sized and a handful of decently large pieces as well. There's some good weight to this, so that all feels good, but I personally cannot, even $10 less than the average, I cannot make myself be okay with even that, even $50 for something this size. It's not big. It's small. And not cute small, just small. For $50, I feel like you should be able to get something this size that is movie prop replica scaled down version, I get it. Lego parts, they can charge more, thus they do, and all that, but I would not want to see this personally sold for more than $40 US. That's about the highest that I can go that works for my brain. And even that, realistically speaking, is a lot of money to pay for a handful of plastic, like literally a handful of plastic that you have to put together yourself. And there are no specialized pieces or anything here except for the plaque print, which isn't all that interesting to me. So overall, I do feel like this looks pretty decent. There are a lot of things that were done well with the design, a couple things not so well. The price, still too much to me personally. That's how I feel about it. You can check out the builds if you want to see how it all went together. Pure build or speed build, your choice of speed. I will continue to bring you more content here. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.